Thanks, Rod. Well, Indiana will receive millions for getting broadband access to the underserved. Angie Ray of Purdue Extension, she's an educator in Gibson County, is here to help us understand what we need to do, what's coming up. And I was teasing her a little bit before we came on the air. I read through all this material. I'm not a techie person. I'm married to one. It's a lot. This is a lot of material.
It's a lot. But I think at Purdue and the state of Indiana, we've tried to break it down so that any person is able to do this test.
So how do people know if they're in the running for broadband? How do they qualify?
Well, we want everyone to try. So this is a state of Indiana program, and there's $870 million coming, and it's going to be allotted by county. So the more tests that you have in your county, the more dollars your county will receive to build up broadband infrastructure.
So tell us about the test. What are we talking about?
It's an easy test, and if you have the handout, you can do a QR code scan. If not, you can go directly to a website, and we're asking that people do a speed test. What we're looking for is if you have 100 megabits per second download capability and 20 megabits per second upload capability. So it's an easy test, and then we ask that you go to the map and you find your address on the map. You make sure that that dot is correct. If not, you go to the right and challenge it. And you also go look for your provider. If that information isn't correct, same thing, go to the right and challenge it. Now, even if you don't have internet, that's okay. Like my friend Dolores in Fort Branch, she said, I don't have internet, I don't want internet. Well, we still want to capture that data because this is the time that we're looking for it, and the dollars are going to come per test. And
how are people getting this information? I know you're handing it out at schools and from the Purdue Extension. How are people accessing all of this information or getting it in their homes?
So Purdue is partnering with the state of Indiana. There's an educator in all 92 counties. Maybe several educators, 2 to 5 in each county. Also, there's a Purdue alumni in each county, so there's an alumni initiative, and also our local 4-Hers. So a big group of youngsters that have this information. They can actually, if they're broadband ambassadors, they can win prizes.
So why does this matter? I mean, we've heard this conversation, state of Indiana, Kentucky, all around us. COVID, I think, really highlighted the lack of access to the internet. So what sparked this initiative, and is there a deadline or a goal date when we have this data in?
Well, we're going to work on this throughout the spring, and then Angie, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't have a way that we're going to kind of hone that information that we collect. But every state is collecting information. If your viewers are in Kentucky or Illinois, they can also go to the FCC website. This is called the BEAD program. And they can do the test in their state as well. But how this information has been reported in the past is the internet providers report it. So we're just asking that Indiana constituents verify how fast their internet is going. Also, if there's a time you know that your internet at home just doesn't quite work the way you think it should be working, that's when we want you to take the test. So we're asking people to take the test multiple times at different times of the day, just to look for that accuracy.
This is really a massive project.
It is.
It truly is. So send our viewers to a website where they can learn more, access this material. Where should they go?
So they can look at your website, correct, and also on our Gibson County Purdue Extension Facebook page. They can have a copy of the brochure.
Lots of information out there, and you might need some guidance, and thank goodness for the Purdue Extension. Thank you, Angie. Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you for having us.
We'll be back with more Lifestyles right after this. Stay with us.